leaving the patrons and the bartender wonder what they just witnessed. Mythomax is not filtered. Yeah, this is not filtered. Burger Posting, welcome! Welcome, Burger Posting. Wait, what should I do next? Lulu's gotta sway. I walk out. I walk out. And I spike the watering hole with howdy. Twitch says hi. Hello, are you restreaming? Okay, 1 second. Let me just look. Oh my goodness, hello everyone. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna look at Twitch chat too. Okay, I spike the what should we spike the watering hole with? Twitch chat, you can if you want to. Snakes. Woo, Burger Chan! Viagra. Okay, I spike the watering hole with Viagra. As you walk out of the saloon, you grab a nearby bucket filled with water and surreptitiously add a generous amount of Viagra to it. You cackle to yourself as you imagine the chaos that will ensue once the cowboys discover the spiked watering hole. However, you quickly realize that this might not have been the best idea, as the consequences could be unpredictable and potentially dangerous. Okay. Let's see. OMG chaos. I then look at the after a few hours. I love that Lulu actually cackled at after a few hours, I witness the chaos that the Viagra spiked watering hole ensued. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'm bad at chat. No, it's okay. It's Wild West Woman. Yes, it is me. We're doing AI dungeon adventure. You stroll down the dusty streets of the Wild West town. You begin to see the effects of the spiked watering hole. The cowboys who had been relaxing in the saloon suddenly stumble out, looking disoriented and confused. Some of them are grinning from ear to ear, while others seem to be expecting a range of unexpected sensations. Interesting. Hell yeah. Okay. I then approach one of the Viagra spiked cowboys, and I start giving Kenzo his groove back. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement, Rixie. What should I do? I then approach the Viagra cowboys, and then should I start twerking again? I don't know. Then I start speaking in Elven. Okay, start speaking in Elven. Surely nothing can go wrong. Clueless. As you approach one of the Viagra spiked cowboys, he looks at you with a dazed expression. You begin to speak in Elven, your words flowing gracefully and melodically. The cowboy, clearly under the influence, tries to make sense of what you're saying with his brow furrowed in concentration. Okay. I then give a flirtatious wink. The NPC is stuck in a perpetual state of confusion. I know. These NPCs are boring. I might switch to like an actual aroused confusion wink, causing the cowboy to have aroused confusion. Yeah, or maybe turn up the temp settings slightly. Let's all be NPC. Okay. But not too much because we'll start saying gibberish. So how do I turn the temp up again? Lumi, welcome, welcome. As you give the Viagra-spiked cowboy a flirtatious wink, he suddenly looks more confused. His face turns a deep shade of red and he starts to stammer, trying to form a coherent response. However, the effects of the Viagra have made it difficult for him to focus on anything other than the sudden surge of feelings coursing through his body. Lumi, welcome, welcome. Yes, that keyword is clackety. What did I just walk into? We're having an AI dungeon. It's under the gameplay settings and advanced settings. Okay, okay. Where is advanced? AI settings are sensitive. Focuses, effects. Wait. Sets the maximum number of tokens, sets the number of tokens, effects of randomness of the AI. What should I put it to? I'm at 1. Should I put it at 1.1? Here we are going to the basement dungeon. Hope I don't meet any AI there. I think I'll put it here, a little bit higher. What should I do next? I then say I have some of the good stuff. If you go too high, it's okay. You can bring it back. Okay. Have some of the good stuff. The hallucinogenics. Speaking of Sumer slang, Elvish to buy a stricken man, the Wild West would kill him. None of these words are in the Bible. Okay, let's see. As you offer the Viagra spiked cowboy some hallucinogenics, he looks at you with a mixture of curiosity and suspicion. He's already experiencing a range of unexpected sensations. As he's not sure if he wants to add even more confusion to the mix, he shakes his head slowly and mutters, "I think I've had enough for one day, ma'am." Damn it! Boring. No! Should I turn it up more? Force it down his throat. I then force the drugs his throat and he takes them. No. As you force the drugs down the Viagra spiked cowboy's throat, he looks at you with surprise and hesitation. He didn't expect to be forced to take more substances, and he begins to feel overwhelmed by the situation. Suddenly, his eyes widen as the full effects of the drugs hit him. He starts to hallucinate, seeing vivid colors and shapes that aren't really there. I then begin to speak super slowly to mess with him. And then I tell him the IRS is after him. I then begin to speak super slowly to mess with him and then tell him the IRS is after him. I'm gonna break this bot, I swear. As you begin to speak super slowly, the Viagra spike cowboy hallucinating, he tries to focus on your words, but his mind is racing with a kaleidoscope of images and vivid sensations. He looks at you with a mixture of confusion and fear as you tell him that the IRS is after him. His mind scrambles to make sense of situation, his pulse rating as his adrenaline pumps through his veins. You're going to jail. I then tell him that he is going to be probed by aliens. Not the probe. I then tell him that he's going to be probed by aliens tonight at 3 a.m. As the drugs take full effect, the cowboy's hallucinations become even more intense. He sees bright flashing lights and hears strange buzzing sounds that seem to come from all around him. He can't tell what's real and what's imagined as he feels a growing sense of panic rising in his chest. What? He's into that? I think he's into... I think this cowboy is into probing from aliens. Denominator, welcome, welcome. Cedric, welcome back. The Pinkertons are coming for the taxpayer for the 73rd time. Shoot, my app crashed. What happened after the loose? Okay, so I force-fed him the drugs, and then I told him that he was going to be probed by aliens at 3 AI NPC. I'm like terrorizing. What's going on? So I spiked I spiked the watering hole in the town with Viagra, and then I go up to one of the spiked cowboys and I force feed him hallucinogenics, drugs, and then I tell him that he's like being chased by the IRS. And then I tell him he's gonna be probed by aliens, and bro is tripping out. The mass probing in the Wild West has been a disaster for humanity. Okay, take a turn. Suddenly, the drugged cowboy. This sounds completely normal. Suddenly, the drugged cowboy starts to seize on the ground because of the mix of Viagra. And you're going to jail. Hallucinogens. Okay, let's see what happens here. I wonder if I can break the bot. As the drug cowboy suddenly starts to convulse on the ground, a hush falls over the crowd of onlookers. They watch in horror as the cowboy's body shakes uncontrollably, unsure of what to do. Some of them start to back away, their faces pale with fear. It's not a crime if they want it. You stand there, frozen in shock. What have you done? Okay, what should I do now? Let's see. Should I get arrested? Voluntary manslaughter simulator 2024. I'm surprised the bot is letting me do this. I then yell, "Are you not entertained?" Question mark. Mythomax will let you do any dang near anything. Are you not entertained? You stand there screaming, "Are you not entertained?" The people around you exchange uneasy glances. The seasoned cowboy is taken away by the town's healer, while the others keep their distance from you, clearly unnerved by your erratic behavior. You suddenly feel a hand on your shoulder as you turn to face a large, stern-looking sheriff. Oh shit! The cops! Should I run? Do I? Oh shit, they found me. I'm going to jail. I'm getting arrested. I look up to the big twerk. It's the police! Twerk as they handcuff you. Tell them it's your undercover run. I look up to the big burly man. And I start twerking uncontrollably. And I wink. Okay, we'll see what happens. The sheriff looks down at you with a mixture of surprise and confusion as you begin to twerk uncontrollably in front of him. He towers over you, his broad shoulders and muscular build making you feel small and what is going on? He sighs and shakes his head for saying, "Ma'am, I think it's time for you to come with me." The wink. Oh no. Okay. I start running as fast as I can. Spike his canteen with Viagra. If he catches me, I will. I start running as fast as I can away from him in fear of being arrested. Okay. As you start running as fast as you can away from the sheriff, he quickly gives chase. He's a seasoned lawman used to tracking down fugitives across the rugged terrain of the Wild West, and it doesn't take long for him to catch up to you. You can hear the sound of his heavy boots pounding the ground behind you, getting closer and closer. Oh shit. How do I get him off my tail, guys? How do I get him off my tail? I pull out. Fart. Okay. As he gets closer to me, I fart in his face. And the fart smelled so bad that it caused him to seize on the ground. There we go. As he let out a loud, repulsive fart in the sheriff's face, he's taken aback by the sudden stench. However, he quickly recovers. What the fuck? And continues his pursuit of you, his face twisted in determination. The intense odor, however, does cause him to cough and choke momentarily, slowing him down. Rude. How? This is gonna be one of those moments where it turns out those give him power. His fart rest stat is too high. Rude to recover so fast. What? Maybe he likes it. Maybe he likes he's into that. Yeah, I guess. Cedric, you're right. He is probably into that. I don't know what to do next. I stop in my tracks and just start aggressively barking and howling at him. Okay. As you stop in your tracks and start aggressively barking and howling at the sheriff, he comes to a stop a few feet away from you. He looks at you with a mixture of confusion and concern. The townsfolk who had been watching the scene unfold earlier have now gathered, wanting to see how this encounter will end. The sheriff slowly lowers his gun and takes a step towards you to try to calm you down. Bro's gonna shoot me? He likes that. I bet he does. I gotta go have lunch. It's not as if this is too much for me or anything. Okay. Have fun. Eat your yummy food. I'm just messing around with the bot. What should I do? I then beckon him to come closer. Oh, thank you for the heart. Thank you. I then beckon him to come closer. And when he is right next to me, I purple nurple him. Oh, it did not work? No text output received. What is going on? Why can't I purple nurple the sheriff? What is this? Use your mild pain-inducing cattle prod to prod him all over. I can't purple nurple the sheriff. This is so sad. That's what the AI doesn't know what to say. Maybe it doesn't know what purple nurple is. Okay. Give him a wet willy. That's a good idea. I then give the sheriff a wet willy. There we go. The sheriff tries to dodge your attempt, but your wet willy attempt lands squarely on his earlobe. He can't help but flinch at the cold, wet sensation. However, he remains calm and continues to approach you slowly. God, I wish that were me. What the fuck, Cedric? Now, ma'am, I don't know what's gone into you today, but I need you to come with me down to the jailhouse so we can sort this out. Oh, hell nah. He's wearing band-aids. The guy nerd is emojiing you. True. Oh, shit. Okay, don't put me in cuffs. Cuffs, Sheriff. I'm allergic. Allergic to metal. The sheriff, now realizing that you are not in your right mind, decides to take a gentler approach. He speaks softly, trying to reassure you that he means no harm. I understand that you're scared, ma'am, but I'm not going to hurt you, he says. I just need you to come with me so we can make sure you're okay. He takes another step closer, slowly reaches out a hand to you. You're allergic to metal? No, that means we can't shoot him. Okay, I will shoot him. In this moment of vulnerability that the sheriff is having with me, I pull out my Colt peacemaker and shoot him in his nuts. Scarlet Knight, welcome. Why? Oh, your model's so cute. Thank you. As you pull out your Colt peacemaker and shoot the sheriff in his groin, he screams in pain and falls to the ground. The townsfolk gasp in shock, unable to believe what they just witnessed. You have effectively turned a potentially dangerous situation into a deadly one. Despite the gravity of the situation, you can't help but feel a sense of exhilaration and power. I became a sadist. Right in the family jewels. Right after I'm deaf about to apply to be on this app. Seems interesting. Yeah, you should. People are like, what is going on? Damn. The poor sheriff. I then run away into the desert. I then run away into the desert. No way bro survives that. There's no way he survives it. Running away into the unforgiving desert, you quickly realize that you can't outrun the law forever. The sound of footsteps pursuing you fills your ears, along with the distant sirens of the posse that has been summoned to bring you to justice. As you struggle to catch your breath, you wonder how things could have possibly spiraled out of control. I think I know exactly how they spiraled out of control. Unless he was hard enough to deflect the bullet. That's crazy. Well, it doesn't say that. I think he's dead. What should I do? I don't know what to do next. Should I get caught by them? I then run out of breath because I ate too many nutless dick. They call them from then on. Ate too many burgers. And I fall on the ground. I like that name. I'm gonna use that. Nutless Nick. As you collapse onto the sandy ground, exhausted and out of breath, you desperately try to keep moving, dragging yourself forward with the last of your strength. The sun beats down on you, making every movement a struggle, and the sound of your pursuers draws closer and closer. But as the darkness closes in around the edges of your vision, you realize you can't go any longer. The sheriff that I shot in the nuts is now named, here we go, Nutless Nick. Sniffing salts will get you back. Let's see. As darkness fully consumes you, you slip into unconsciousness. The sound of the approaching posse, the last thing you hear before everything goes black. When you come to find yourself in a dimly lit cell and your head throbbing as your body's aching, you realize that you've been captured, and you wonder what will become of you in this unfamiliar town. I then ask for Nutless Nick, the sheriff. I want to talk to Nutless Nick. Nutless Nick is crazy. You awaken to find yourself in a cold, damp cell. Your head throbs, your body aches. A constant reminder of the events that have led you here. The only light comes from a dim lamp hanging above, casting eerie shadows on the wall. You can hear the sounds of the town going about, but here it's just your thoughts. Okay, so I guess it's not letting me talk to Nutless Nick. Why is it not? I like how he got the nickname after less than a day. Oh, by the way, chat, if you have any ideas, tell me in chat and I'll do them. Any unhinged ideas? It's not letting me talk to Nutless Nick. I ask to talk to a sheriff. Let's see what happens. The sound of footsteps approaching the cell draws your attention, and soon a stern-looking sheriff appears in front of you. His face is serious, but there's a glimmer of recognition in his eyes. You're the one who shot me in the groin, he says, when saying as he adjusts his position. Yeah, it's me, you reply, not knowing what to expect. We're meeting Nutless Nick. Hello, Nutless Nick. Nutless Nick. I think we got off on the wrong foot. But the sheriff, rather Nutless Nick, as you aptly named him, raises an eyebrow as your comment, but decides to let it slide for now. It seems that you caused quite a scene in our town, he says, his tone serious, and now you're facing some serious charges. What are my charges? Charges, officer. Let's see. Assault of law enforcement officer, resisting arrest, and illegal possession of a firearm are just some of the charges you're facing. Nutless Nick responds, not to mention the chaos you caused when you started barking and howling uncontrolled. The cocaine is totally illegal. I mean, legal, and spiking the watering hole with Viagra. Explain they were all acts of love. Okay. Oh no, it seems like I have quite a case ahead of me. Is there anything I can do to make things right? Lumi, welcome. Officer, I swear, I can explain. They were all acts of love to you, Nutless Nick. Nutless Nick. Click. Sorry, my keyboard's loud. Nutless Nick listens patiently as you try to explain your actions, but he remains unconvinced. I understand that you may have been under the influence of some substances at the time, he says, but that doesn't excuse your behavior. You endanger the lives of many people today, including mine, and that's something I can't overlook. So what's going to happen to me now? Give him a wink and a lick? Give Nutless Nick a wink and lick. The sheriff, or Nutless Nick, as you've taken to calling him, raised an eyebrow at your bold gesture. Ma'am, I'm afraid I can't just let you go, he says firmly, but I can offer you a fair trial and the chance to make things right. It's going to take a lot of work to make amends with what you've done, but it's possible. No, I mean, Nutless Nick can. Nutless Nick is too much of a Chad. He's too based to let some floozy woman change his mind. Let's see if I can. I then say, how can I make things right as I... Oh, wait, hold on. Is there anything else I can do to make things right? I wink suggestively. Let's see. The sheriff, now used to your unconventional ways, simply shakes his head with a small smile. No, ma'am. There's nothing you can do right now except rest and recover. We'll deal with the legal matters in due time, but I would advise you to be on your best behavior from now on. With a heavy heart, you realize the gravity of your actions, the consequences that have come to them. Offer to pay for his nut transplant. I can pay for your nut transplant so you can get... Andrew, welcome. New nuts. Hey Lulu, what's up? Hello, we're doing a dungeon adventure. Is that even possible? New Nick. Nutless Nick can't help but laugh at your unexpected offer, ma'am. I appreciate the thought, but I think I'll pass on that, he says, still smiling. I think it's best if we focus on getting you back to on the right track. But thank you for the offer. I'll keep that in mind. Pass. As the days pass, you work hard to make things right. Unbased. He's not based anymore, guys. Nutless Nick is gonna forever be Nutless Nick, not New Nut Nick. How could you pass on getting new nuts? Dare him to let you out, no balls. Good idea, good idea. Nick, I dare you to let me out. No balls. Ain't the Old West, I know. He went crazy without his nuts. Nick, or Nutless Nick, as you still insist on calling him, shakes his head with a faint smile at your latest antic. As much as I'd love to take you up on that dare, he says, I can't let you go just yet. But keep up the good work, and maybe, just maybe, you'll earn yourself an early release. Ugh! Can take the West out of Lulu, but can't take the Lulu out of the wee seed. Out of the West. Andrew, so I'm currently in jail because I spiked the watering hole with Viagra, and then I force-fed a cowboy hallucinogens, like drugs, and then I shot the sheriff as he was arresting me in the nuts, and now his name is called Nutless Nick. And I'm talking to Nutless Nick right now, trying to convince him to let me go. Challenge him to a trial by combat. Okay, that's a good idea. LMAO, do it, no balls. Seems exactly a Lulu normal day. Nutless Nick. Nutless Nick, I say confidently. confidently, I challenge you to a duel. TY for the recap, Blue's Outlaw arc. I challenge you to a duel. Winner gets winner, aka me, gets released on good terms. But if I lose, I must, what should I do? I must stay in captivity. Captivity. Masher, welcome. Raccoon, welcome. Now the snake, as I say confidently, I challenge you to a duel. Winner, aka me, released on good terms. But if I lose, I must stay in captivity for longer. Okay, let's see. Nick looks at you with a bemused expression, clearly entertained by your audacity. A duel, you say? What kind of duel would that be exactly? Yeah, something with guns, perhaps? Or something a little more creative? What should we duel? What should we duel? Let's see. Drinking contest? Okay. How about a drinking contest? Rock, paper, scissors. Ooh, rock, paper, scissors sounds better. We'll do rock, or we could do I declare a thumb war. Drinking fail proof. Maybe we'll do drinking contest. The drunken rock paper thumb war. How about drinking contest? Then after, if it's a tie, then we do rock paper scissors. Rock paper scissors. And then if it's a tie, Nick smiles at your proposal, clearly impressed by your quick thinking. All right, a drinking contest it is, he says, his serious tone, but his eyes betraying a hint of amusement. But let's make this interesting. If I win, you agree to undergo the trial and accept whatever punishment the judge sees fit. But if you win, not only will you be able to release on good terms, but you'll also have my full pardon. Yo! We have to win, guys. We have to win. Okay. Wow, no nut Nick drives a hard deal. Exactly. We have to take him up on his offer. I agree to your terms, sir. Bring it on. Take me to the saloon. Nutless Nick. Okay, Nick leads you to the saloon, his hand resting on the grip of his revolver just in case. The establishment is filled with rough-looking men and women. All nursing glasses of whiskey and exchange stories of their latest escapades. A pianist plays a lively tune in the corner. The scent of sweat, alcohol, and sawdust fills the air. Lulu just confused her captors to get her drunk. Convinced. Okay. So, beer? How about whoever chugs a whole keg first wins? Or should we do moonshine? Or whoever can drink the most. This is a ploy to get free drinks. Exactly. The most moonshine. Do you vomit on moonshine? I think if you drink too much moonshine. Whoever drinks the most moonshine before vomiting wins. Nick chuckles and shakes his head. I like your spear, but I think that would be a little too extreme for either of us. How about we settle on a simple drinking game instead? We'll take turns downing shots of whiskey. The first one to back down or vomits loses. The crowd at the saloon, sensing the showdown is about to happen, begins to gather around the two of you. Sister, you can die on moonshine. Fuck. I wanted the good stuff. I wanted the good stuff. Whiskey? Okay, okay. I will go first and give you the courtesy. The courtesy. Courtesy as I wink at Nutless Nick. Distract him and spike his cup with my acro. Okay, I'll do that with one of his shots. Nutless Nick raises an eyebrow at your wink, but accept your courtesy and gestures for you to go first. You each take turns downing shots of whiskey, the burning sensation spreading down your throat with each one. The crowd cheers and jeers, egging you both on. The tension in the air is palpable. As the competition continues, you can feel the alcohol starting to take its toll on your body. But I keep going 4 hours. I'll wait till he's really drunk. Even as the hours go on, you manage to keep up with Nutless Snake shot for shot. The crowd around you grows transfixed by the spectacle of the two of you going head to head. Your vision begins to blur, your stomach churns with each new shot, but you grit your teeth and push through. But eventually your body can't take it any longer. Oh, Lou might turn into an angel. Yeah, I might fucking die. The music. Is it too loud? Let's see. No, it's on point. Topton says Western anime test. Let's see. Both of us super drunk. I say to him, did you know that the IRS is after you? I'll keep him distracted, and then I'll spike his drink with Viagra. Nutless Nick blinks at you in surprise, trying to make sense of your words despite your drunken stupor. You can't help but feel a sense of satisfaction at having him caught off guard. He splutters, trying to come up with a response, but before you can, you make your move. You pull out an empty whiskey bottle you had been using and swing it at him, aiming for his head. I didn't even say this. What? That's great. What? I didn't even say this. Huh? Glass him. Yay, kill him. I whack him in his noggin with the whiskey glass. And force feed him Viagra. Now the AI is just predicting your next move. Force feed him Viagra. I don't know what's gonna happen next. As the bottle connects with Nutless Nick's head, he staggers back momentarily stunned. But before he can force feed him the Viagra, he regains his composure, glares at you, rubbing his skull. That's it, he growls, drawing his revolver. I'm taking you back to your cell this time. You're not getting out. He has no nuts. Is he immune? No! I fucked up. No! Officer! Please! It was a prank! I'm shocked he doesn't just shoot you by knife. Exactly, Cedric. You remove his one weakness. Nutless Nick holsters his revolver and grabs you by the arm, leading you out of the saloon as the crowd cheers and jeers, completely unfazed by the sudden Once back in your cell, he locks the door with a decisive click, leaving you alone with your thoughts. As the drunken haze wears off, you realize the gravity of your situation. Fuck! Fuck! Okay, what do I do now? Let's see. That did not end well. I saw the bars off with your spurs. Oh, good idea. I suddenly begin to saw the bars off with its lasso with my spurs, but I am quiet enough to where Nutless Nick doesn't hear me. Let's see. You managed to saw through the bars of your cell without drawing any attention to yourself. Thanks to your quiet determination, as you slip out of your cell, you can't help but feel a rush of exhilaration. You're free! But you know you can't stay that way for long. You have to make a break before Nutless Nick realizes what's happened. I rush out of the jailhouse in the dead of night while all the sheriff sheriff is sleeping. Okay. As you sneak out of the jailhouse, you can't help but feel a pang of guilt for betraying Nutless Nick's trust. But you quickly shake off the feeling, telling yourself that you had no other choice. You have to escape before he realizes what's happening comes after you. You slip out into the cool night air streets of the town, quiet, deserted. Okay, should I steal a horse? I think I'm gonna do a Grand Theft Auto, but horse. I see a unattended horse and steal the horse and ride off into the night. You cautiously approach the unsaddled horse, making sure no one is around to see what you're doing. As you gently take hold of the reins, the horse stirs, sensing you're present. With a soft you soothe the animal, whispering sweet nothings as you climb onto its back. You set off into the night, leaving the town and its problems behind you. Oh, I successfully escaped? Yo, is Nutless Nick gonna go after me? Rizzing the horse? Oh no. Mission completed? Happy trails! Okay, on to the next town. Okay. I ride for 5 hours straight into don't die of dysentery. 5 hours straight into a few towns over. What about we name the horsey? We could. What should we name the horsey? After riding for what feels like an eternity, your legs ache and your body is sore, but you've made it to a nearby town. You tie the horse to a hitching post and take a deep breath, feeling a sense of relief wash over you. The town is still and quiet. The streets empty except for the occasional passerby. You know you can't stay here for long, but for now you're safe. Nick Jr. Okay. I name my new horse that I stole Nick Jr. You murmur a soft greeting to your new steed, patting its neck affectionately. You're mine now, Nick Jr. Let's see where this adventure takes us. You lead Nick Jr. to a nearby water trough, letting him drink as you survey his surroundings. With newfound determination, you prepare to begin your journey anew. In honor of a great man, never forget. Yeah, never forget, Nutless Nick. Okay. I look at the community postal board. Is that what they call it? And see a wanted poster. The name on that poster is Dr. Fish. His bounty being our hero being let's say we'll do 20,000. 20,000. That's like $1 million. Saw what you want, Nick. Sure. Balls had 14 Bitcoin. Okay, 14 Bitcoin being sold for 14 Bitcoins. 14 Bitcoins, which is a hefty bounty. 1800s, yeah. We can do whatever we want. You approach the community postal board, your eyes scanning the various notices and announcements. And there it is, a wanted poster with the name Dr. Fish emblazoned across the top. The bounty for his capture is an impressive 14 Bitcoins. You can't help but feel the twinge of excitement as you take in the details of the poster. 21 Red, welcome. Okay. What did this mysterious Dr. Fish do, you ask? I ask myself. Hello. Currently, I have evaded the coppers, and I'm in another town, and I'm gonna do this bounty mission. But I guess it's just hunting down pets. That's okay. It's myself. The reward is too much to pass up. That's $850,000. Holy moly. The reward is too much to pass up since I was basically broke. 14 Bitcoin, you better hold on to that. Yeah, for 200 years. The poster reveals that Dr. Fish is now a notorious con artist who has been fleecing wealthy aristocrats and noblemen of their valuables, leaving a trail of broken hearts and empty pockets in his wake. With a newfound purpose, you set your sights on tracking down this elusive figure, determined to claim the bounty and start anew. You mount Nick Jr. How much is it accounting for reverse inflation? Don't spend it all on Monroe. Bitcoin doesn't reverse inflate, I don't think. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. Oh my gosh, we're running out of I guess turns. I'm at 40 already. I guess I gotta make these last then. I set my sights on encountering Dr. Fish so I can collect his bounty. Kyohei, welcome. How many turns are there? There are 40 left. When I got in, yeah, it was 90. We've been streaming for a while. As I set my sights on encountering Dr. Fish so I can collect his bounty of 14 Bitcoin. If only we hadn't spent the half story trolling Nutless Nick. Poor Nutless Nick. I feel so bad. We can collect his bounty of 14 Bitcoins. I ask everyone I see on the trails I travel if they have seen this man. His name is Dr. Fish. I'm asleep. Okay, bye. Okay, we gotta find Dr. Fish, guys. As you journey through the countryside, you stop every small town and homestead along the way, asking if anyone has seen Dr. Fish. Most people shake their heads, having never heard of this infamous con artist. But every once in a while, you hear a rumor or a whisper about someone who might know something. You follow the trail leads. You follow the trail, and it um, leads me up into the mountains, where the air grows thin and the terrain becomes rocky. Oh my, we're in the mountains now? Okay, okay. I see a smoke cloud in the distance. I see a smoke cloud in the distance. It looks as if someone with light, someone had a campfire going. Okay. You urge Nick Jr. forward, making your way towards the source of the smoke. As you get closer, you can make out the faint glow of a campfire flickering through the trees. You dismount and tie Nick Jr. to a nearby tree, taking care of him out of sight. Crouching low, you keep towards this campsite, and your senses are on high alert. I see the outline of a fish, specifically a Dr. Fish. I get my gun ready. As you approach, you see the outline of a person or a fish sitting by the campfire, a fish-shaped man resting. It seems like you have finally found Dr. Fish. You pull out your gun, quietly cocking it to ensure that you're ready for anything. Adrenaline courses through your veins, making you feel alive and exhilarated. I'm about to get some money. Money, money. He steals NFTs. Suddenly, Dr. Fish says, I know you are there, Lulu. A very valuable fish. Well, you look like a fish out of water. You freeze, caught off guard by Dr. Fish's unexpected announcement. You had been so careful, so stealthy in your approach, yet somehow he had known you were there all along. You hesitate, wondering if you should reveal yourself or try to make a run for it. But before you can do either, Dr. Fish continues. I've been expecting you, Lulu. What the fuck? What do you mean? What do you mean? How do you know my name? Name. Do you, Dr. Fish, know all? He's from the future. He wants the bitcoins. He stole the NFTs. Dr. Fish looks up at you, a sly smile playing the corners of his mouth. I know many things, Lulu, including the fact that you've been hunting me for weeks, ever since you saw that wanted poster back in the small town. You're just determined, I'll give you that. You lower your gun, feeling both relieved and confused. Dr. Fish knows who you are, yet he seems unconcerned. He's the one who brought Viagra back to the past. Okay. Why? Why were you watching me? Doctor in neurology. Wow, romantic tension. Romantic tension with Dr. Fish? That's crazy. Why were you watching me? Dr. Fish leans back in his chair, his smiling. Let's just say I like to keep tabs on those who are hunting me. It's a hobby of mine, so to speak. He looks at you up and down, studying you carefully. But something tells me that you're not like the others, Lulu. Okay. Oh no, oh no. You've got a spark in your eyes, a drive to succeed. That's why I've been watching you. I didn't know Dr. Fish would be like this. So you. Here we go, kissy. No! Sorry. I need the money. Dr. Fish. Expect the unexpected with Dr. Fish. Dr. Fish. I need the money, Dr. Fish. I need the Bitcoin. Riz the doctor. Dr. Fish nods understandingly. I figured as much. That's why I'm willing to make you a deal, Lulu. I'll give you the 14 bitcoins you've been after, but only if you do something for me in return. You raise an eyebrow, curious. What could this man possibly want from me? Go on, you say, cautiously, doctor. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What do I say? I don't know if I want to make this romantic. Dr. Fish, chotomate. Yeah, literally. What do you want from me? Dr. Fish. Fish leans forward, his eyes gleaming in the firelight. I want you to help me pull off one last uh, con, Lulu. Just one more job, and then you can have your bitcoins and be on your way. He pauses for a moment, letting his words sink in. But if you refuse, I'm afraid I'll have to let you disappear again, and you'll be left empty-handed. Okay, we're taking him up on the offer. At least only words sink in. Okay, we're taking. I'll take you up on that offer. Tell me when and where. Okay. We'll see what Dr. Fish has for us. Dr. Fish nods, seemingly pleased with your decision. Good choice, Lulu. I knew I could count on you. The job is simple, really. You'll be targeting a wealthy merchant who's currently traveling through the region. I've already done some reconnaissance. And I know exactly when and where he'll be passing through. Be careful, he still hasn't been tested since he was plugged into the airport charging station. Oh. All right. Let me take Nick Jr. with us. He goes on outlining, explaining the details of the heist, outlining your roles and responsibilities. You listen intently, soaking in every word and committing them to memory. This is it. You think to yourself, the moment I've been waiting for. Pion, welcome. Currently, we are doing a heist with Dr. Fish on a rich merchant. Yeehaw! We wait in the shadows. Pion, hello for the rich merchant. How is your stream? To pass by our nerves with taut anticipation, I see the merchant's carriage approaching in the distance, and I feel a thrill of excitement run through me. Dr. Fish gives me a nod, indicating that it's time to make our move. I slip out of the shadows, my gun at the ready. It was good. As the carriage draws closer, I take aim and fire a shot into the air, causing the horses to rear up and the driver to lose control. I then wait for the carriage to be knocked over. Send cool. In the beginning, it was really cray cray, but I think I've calmed it down a bit. I was just messing with the bot. As a result of the horse's panic, and as it topples to the ground, you rush forward to open the door and drag the merchant out. Dr. Fish appears beside you, a sly smile on his face, as he reassures the merchant that they are safe and that this is simply a minor roadblock. While the merchant is distracted, Dr. Fish quickly and expertly relieves them of their valuables, skillfully pickpocketing them without any notice. Oh my gosh, Dr. Fish is a master criminal. Now she and Dr. Fish have their eyes on the prize. Boney B, welcome, welcome. That signature sly Dr. Fish smile. Exactly, the signature, the pinnacle. After this, Tahiti. Dr. Fish, my special melatonin supplier. He's also a criminal in the 1800s in the Wild West. He's a mastermind. Boney B, thank you for the like. Welcome, welcome. Okay. A man of many talents and many mistresses. Oh my! Like the ice machine, Rixie. Wow, he really has the range. I'm Dr. Fish we trust. Exactly. Let's see. I then signal Dr. Fish to lead them back into their car. Starpaws, welcome. That's how they make crushed ice. I then signal Dr. Fish to lead them back into their carriage. Back into their carriage. Hopefully this is a success and I get my 14 Bitcoin. I heard it was crazy in here. Oh, yes, it was. Where'd you hear that from, Starpaws? And I help them back in, making sure to maintain our ruse until we are all out of sight. Once we are safe distance away, we regroup and examine our haul. You can't help but feel a rush of excitement and satisfaction as you survey the pile of valuables in front of you. We did it! You think to yourself, you held up your end of the bargain, and now you have 14 Bitcoins. But at what cost? I don't know, being an outlaw. In the beginning, it was crazy because I was just messing with the bot. With my newfound riches, I set off back to the town where I saw the wanted poster. I can only imagine what a TTRPG sesh with Lulu would be like. With my newfound riches, I set off back to the town. You ride back to the town with Nick Jr., feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment. The 14 Bitcoins in your pocket feel heavy and reassuring, a symbol of your success. As you approach the town, you see the same wanted poster that had started your journey still hanging on the community postal board, but now you feel a strange sense of detachment from it. Okay. I then... What should I buy? Invest in Apple? We are in the wrong time. I then set aside, I heard it from my crypto dealer. I then set aside some money to invest in Apple. I'll get my return of an investment in like 200 years. It's Apple. And then I purchase some more. I purchase a new saddle for Nick Jr. Be sure it's the rainbow apples and not the green or red ones. For Nick Jr. And Nick Jr. Exactly, of course. Always take care of Nick Jr. And I purchase What should I purchase, guys? I purchase some more ammo, food, and a night at the hotel or the inn, the local inn. Okay, as you tie Nick Jr. to the hitching post outside the inn, you can't help but feel a sense of accomplishment wash over you. You've done what you set out to do, and you've done it well. You walk into the inn, your boots thudding on the wooden floorboards as you make your way to the bar. The bartender nods at you in greeting. You order a stiff drink to celebrate your success. I am sitting in the inn bar, and I turn. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. And I turn to look. I was thinking about Cedric. I turn to look at the person sitting next to me. And now that you've made a proper woman of yourself, you can introduce Nick Jr. to his puppy. I turn to look at the person sitting next to me. As you turn to look at the person sitting next to you, you see a grizzled old man with a weathered face and a calloused hands. He looks like he has spent most of his life working in the land, his hands testament to many years of hard labor. He raises an eyebrow at you, taking a long pull from his beer before setting it back down on the counter with a thud. Suddenly, I feel someone grab me with force. You can still reach for your gun, ready to defend yourself, but as you turn your face assailant, you see the only grizzled old man. He leans close. Whoa! I should have said nutless Nick. His breath hot and heavy on your face. I could help but overhear your conversation earlier. He says in a low voice, "You're the one who took down Dr. Fish, aren't you?" Oh shit. Okay, the old man is attacking me, trying to rob me. No, I didn't. Who is Dr. Fish? Good save. Who's Dr. Fish? The old man chuckles softly, his eyes twinkling with amusement. Dr. Fish, the man you've been hunting for all these weeks, the one you pulled off that elaborate con with. I figured you must be the one, since you seem to have all the markings of a successful bounty hunter. You hesitate for a moment, unsure of what you say. Suddenly, Nutless Nick slams open the door to the inn. Suddenly, Nutless Nick slams the door open to the inn and yells, "Where is Lulu?" Where is Lulu? Okay. In an angry voice. The grizzled old man jumps back in surprise at Nick Jr.'s. Nick Jr.? No, this is Nutless Nick. And sudden entrance, his eyes wide with shock. What the? He mutters under his breath. You turn your face to Nutless Nick, your hand still resting on the grip of your gun. "Nick, what are you doing here?" you exclaim, a mix of surprise in your voice. You can correct it, I think. Can I? I think so. Dr. Fish, the man, blah, blah, blah. Can I correct it? Yes, I can edit it. Nick Jr., gain sapience. Or I can just delete it. Okay, the old man jumps back, startled by the sudden interruption. You turn to see Nick bursting into the inn. and his eyes filled with concern. Nick, what's going on? No, no, this is not it. Can I erase? If it was Nick Jr., it would be a Wilbur. I'm surprised the bot has been making total sense this far. But yeah, you can erase or retry. Oh man, chuckles softly. Okay, let me retry. Suddenly, nutless Nick, the sheriff from the town crier, barges into the inn with the saloon, yells angrily, "Where is Lulu?" There we go. I think this one will work, hopefully. This story is building. The room falls silent as everyone turns to look at you. Nutless Nick, the sheriff you had encountered in the previous town, stands in the doorway, his face red with anger. He looks ready to burst as he searches the room for you. You quickly realize that your time in this town may be limited. Oh snap, oh snap. I look at Nutless Nick. No, I try to keep my head down so he doesn't notice me. It's me. And I keep acting as if I was not was not there. Okay, the sheriff's eyes scan the room, but you manage to keep your head down and remain unnoticed. He eventually turns to leave, grumbling under his breath. The grizzled old man next to you lets out a low whistle, impressed. "You're lucky he didn't spot you," he says, taking another pull from his beer. "But I have to say, I'm curious. Why are you hunting Dr. Fish?" "I am not hunting Dr. Fish." "Because of the money, dummy. I'm not hunting Dr. Fish." "Who is that?" "I have to keep my disguise." The old man raises an eyebrow at your denial, but he doesn't push the issue any further. Instead, he takes another pull from his beer and offers you a conspiratorial wink. "Well, if you ever need someone to watch your back, you know where." This old man's so nice, and I'm being so mean. He says, tapping his temple with his index finger. This old man's so nice. "Gramps, Kenzo, is this you? Why are you so nice?" Okay, let's see. What should I do next? I suddenly asked the inn staff. I'm paid to be nice. I suddenly asked the inn staff for a room and said I'd pay them handsomely to keep this hush hush on the down low. Maybe you need someone to walk. The innkeeper eyes you warily, but she can clearly see the heavy purse hanging from your belt. After a moment of hesitation, she nods and leads you into a small private room in the back of the inn. She closes the door behind her and pockets the extra coins you had given her. You take a deep breath, feeling a wave of relief wash over you. Ah, yes, bribing. I need some water. Okay, what should we do next? What shall we do? Okay. Let me take a turn. I only have 16 turns left! No! What happens next? I am relaxing in my hotel room. I'm relaxing in my hotel room. And I hear we gotta get you premium subscription sometime. Yeah, I may think about it. I really like doing this. This is fun. I'm relaxing in my hotel room and I hear loud banging. I wonder if you get a daily free. I think so. Loud banging. Well, not maybe not banging. I shouldn't use that word. I hear loud knocks at, at the doors next to me. Then I hear nutless Nick's voice. Nutless Nick's voice saying, I am with the sheriff's department with, what should we call the town? With the No Balls town. No Balls town. And I have a search warrant. Okay, as a search warrant. West No Balls. I like that. With West No Balls. Amazing. They named the entire town after him. What a guy. What a Chad. Suddenly, the peace and quiet of your rooms shattered as loud knocks sound at the door next to you. You hear a voice that you recognize as Nutless Nick calling out that he is the sheriff. He is with the sheriff's department of West No Balls Town, and that they have a search warrant. Your heart races as you wonder if they could be looking for you. You quickly, of course, are looking for me. You quickly move to the window and peer outside, but you don't see anything out of the ordinary. I pry the window open, then to try to escape. Oh my gosh, I keep evading the police. Try to escape. But the door swings open. And Nutless Nick sees me halfway out of the window. Crap, I can't kick him in the balls this time. Nutless Nick spots you trying to escape and lets out an angry yell. Gotcha! You're not going anywhere! He and the other deputies rush towards you, but you manage to slip out the window and make a break for it. You hear shouting and commotion behind you as you sprint down the alleyway, but you don't look back. And halfway into his life, immune to the low blow for life. Oh no, where's Nick Jr.? I'll try to find him. I whistle for Nick Jr. But Nick Jr., I gotta specify my horse. But he is nowhere to be found. I am horseless as these sheriffs are chasing me. Nick Jr., no! Find a way to charge Nick Jr. into Nutless Nick's void. Plot twist, Mrs. Nick was a horse all along. As you whistle for Nick Jr., your heart sinks when you don't see him anywhere. You had tied him up outside in the inn, but in the chaos of the sheriff's arrival, he must have gotten loose. You can hear the sheriffs getting closer, their footstep echoing off the walls of the alleyway. Without missing a beat, you dart down the side alley, your boots slapping against the wet cobblestones. Oh no. Suddenly, I reach a... Suddenly... Hmm. What is... Suddenly, reach a dead end in the alleyway. And there seems to be no way of escaping. Damn, it's already almost 1 a.m. Good gosh. You quickly scan your surroundings, your heart racing as you try to come up with a plan. The walls of the alleyway are slick with rain, and there's no easy way to scale them. You hear the sheriff surrounding the corner, their voices growing louder and more urgent. Desperate, you spot a narrow window high up on the wall of the building to your right. I then try climbing up the wall to get into the window. But I am a little slow climbing. Nutless Nick and his fellow sheriffs see me. Attempting to climb the wall, and they quicken their pace, shouting for you to stop. You grit your teeth and pull yourself up, your fingers searching for a purchase on the wet bricks. As you reach the window, you find that it's locked tight. You hear the sheriffs just a few feet away. Now their boots heavy thudding against the cobblestone. Oh shit. See if Old Man offered his help is still around. I call out for the old man who offered to help me previously in the saloon. Let's see if the AI remembers it. You call out to the old man, your voice hoarse with fear. Hey, mister, the one from the saloon, I need your help. You hear rustling behind you, and then the old man's voice, low and calm. I'm here, kid, hold on tight. Suddenly you feel a strong hand on your boot, pulling you up and through the window. Yo! Old man in clutch. Old man in clutch. Let's see. Me and the old man. We love old men. Woo! Let's go. Oh my gosh, guys, it's almost 1 a.m. I started my stream a bit late, so we can stay till like 1:05, maybe. I don't know. I don't remember when I started it. Maybe we'll stay till like 1:10. Me and the old man. Me and the old man. What should I say? Me and the old man. Surprised that his plan worked. We ran through the building to the other side. Okay. The old man leads you through the dimly lit building, moving quickly and quietly. You make your way to the other side. As you run, you can hear the sheriff shouting and banging on the front door, trying to break their way in. But the old man seems to know the building well, and he guides you through a maze of corridors and staircases until you finally reach the back door. We leave out the back door, the back, and make a run for it. As you burst out of the back door, the cool night air hits you in the face, and you feel renewed. a sense of determination. The old man is right beside you. He grins as he takes in the scene before him. Well, that was a bit of an excitement, wasn't it? He says with a chuckle. You both start to run down the dark alleyway, your boots pounding against the cobblestones as you make your escape. Are we escaping? We must find my horse. Nick Jr. The old man nods as you both continue to make your way through the dark, twisting alleys of the town. You keep a sharp eye out for any sign of Nick Jr., but so far there's no sign of him. You're starting to lose hope when suddenly you hear a familiar whinny in the distance. You both sprint towards the sound, your heart racing with excitement as you round the corner to see Nick Jr. Woo! Nick Jr.! I quickly hop on Nick Jr.'s saddle. Nick Jr. Woo! Nick Jr. I quickly hop on Nick Jr.'s saddle, and the old man is gone when I turn around. It's like he disappeared into the night. The old man gives you a wave and a wink before disappearing into the shadows, leaving you alone with Nick Jr. to waste no time climbing onto the saddle, taking off into the night, feeling a sense of relief wash over you as you escape the clutches of the sheriff and his deputies. You ride through the dark streets. You can't help but feel grateful for the old man's help. The old man was God all along, just like RDR. Okay. What should we do now? I ride as fast as I could for hours. Twerk in celebration? Hours. I like that idea. Till I get into the next town. On the horse, no. Next town. And I go into the saloon in the town. I twerk in celebration of my escape and newfound fortune. As you enter the saloon, a hush falls over the crowd as they turn to look at you, eyes wide in surprise at the sight of you twerking in celebration. The bartender eyes you warily, but you don't let that deter you. You continue to dance, feeling a surge of adrenaline and excitement as you revel in your escape. I love happy endings. But as the minutes tick by, you start feeling a little self-conscious. My ass is just too fat. And I feel self-conscious. So I stop, and there is awkward silence. Yo. Let's see. Only 4 left. The room falls quiet as you come to a stop, and your cheeks flush with exertion and embarrassment. The bartender clears his throat awkwardly, breaking the silence. Everything all right there, friend? He asked tentatively. Sorry, I got too excited, shaking my fat ass. Never apologize for being dumb. Okay, wait. I am dummy sick, so I got embarrassed. Sorry, that is awkward. Awkward now. Dummy thing. Outlaw twerking Tim watches you from the corner of the room, offended by stealing his gimmick. Okay, we need to. Okay, I'm gonna write twerking Tim down for next stream. we'll introduce that character. Twerking Tim. Twerking Tim. A new challenger appears. You give a sheepish shrug and take a seat at the bar, trying to smooth over the awkwardness of the situation. The bartender nods understandingly as he hands you a mug of ale. On the house, he says with a friendly smile. As you take a sip of your drink, you can't help but feel a mix of emotions. A real local legend. That there, Tim. I turn and look next to me, and see a man who is scowling at me in jealousy. Legends say he hit the gritty after having trade ice. That's, oh my gosh. What's it with you? Huh? What is your name, sir? What is your name, sir? What is it, twerking Tim? Twerking Tim. He replies, you stole my twerking gimmick. The man glares at you, his arms crossed over his chest. I'm twerking Tim, he says curtly. And you just stole my twerking gimmick. You raise an eyebrow, taken aback by his sudden hostility. I didn't mean to steal anything, you say carefully. I was just celebrating my escape. I didn't even know you had a twerking gimmick. How about we have a twerk off to settle who is the best twerker in town. Twerk off at high noon. The man twerking Tim raised an eyebrow at your suggestion, but after a moment he nods. All right, fine, he says gruffly, but let's make it interesting. Winner takes all. You agree, and the two of you make your way to the center of the saloon. The crowd watches with bated breaths as you and twerking Tim face off, your eyes locked with a fierce competition. The West has never been so wild. I think the beginning of the stream was too wild, if you ask me. I twerk to Bootylicious. So ferociously. I ran out of actions! Fuck! The saloon erupts in cheers as you twerk to Bootylicious, your body moving with the grace and strength that you didn't know you possessed. Twerking Tim tries to keep up, but he can't match your energy and skill. As the song comes to the end, the room falls as they wait for the winner to be announced. The bartender steps forward. We don't know the winner! I ran out of turns. Cliffhanger! Major cliffhanger. We don't know who the winner is. No! To be continued. Yeah, we can continue it. Sus-ass dummy thick cliffhanger ending. Oh no! I'm sorry! I'm sorry, what timing? No! Ah! Did you guys enjoy that? Was that fun? Or was it weird? Tune in next time. I loved it. That was the most fun I've ever had, like in a while, streaming. LMA, that was fun. Yes, I was literally laughing out loud. Hell yeah, that was fun. That's good. That's good. I. It was all right. You type a little slow. Yeah, yeah. I'm not an amazing typer. Woo! I'm glad you guys enjoyed that Dragon Ball voice. Tune in next time for the winner of the twerk off at high noon. I love how this AI seems to hold nothing back. I know, right? Like I could have. With this one, you can be as unhinged as you want. With this one, so I could have made it like way worse, but I decided not to. We got to keep it at least a little bit family friendly. Um, but yeah, I actually had a lot of fun. That was fun. I liked that. Um, I think that's all I have though for tonight. I think it's been past 2 hours maybe because I did start a little bit late. Thank you for the burger. Yummy, yummy. All right, thank you guys for joining, and thank you Burger Posting so much for streaming me. Thank you TY for the stream. I think this is the first time that thanks for the stream that I've been restreamed by Burger Posting. Woo! Bye, Lulu, was fun. Okay, bye, Puffy. All right, have a nice night, everyone. Thank you, Burger Chan. Woo! Have a good night. Okay, bye.